Hello, everybody, and welcome to Movies to Drink To. My name is Finn,
I'm Mr. Smith.
and in today's episode, we are going to be ranking all of the live-action Spider-Man films. Live action. Do not start shouting Spider-Verse at me.
Although it's fantastic.
Where would you put it if it wasn't here?
If it was in it, I would probably put it at number 2.
Ooh.
It's very, very good as Spider-Man films go.
Ooh. I've only seen it once. I can't actually remember it. I was a bit drunk. I didn't have time to rewatch it, and also, it's just easy to do live action.
Yeah.
Before we go on, don't forget to like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind, please and thank you. 1,000 by the end of the year, melon farmers. Don't forget, it's going to happen. Okay, so we've got the Sam Raimi films, we've got the Maguire films, the Holland films, and the Garfield films.
Yes.
Gives us 8.
Yes.
Worst to best?
Yes.
Cool. I think our number ones are going to be not too far off the rest of it. We've done this before with Star Wars and Batman. This has not been too far off. I think this might be wildly different.
Yeah. I feel like I enjoy these films more than you do.
Yeah, I realised I was making this list. I dislike more of these films than I actually like. Mr. Smith, why don't you tell me your number 8? What do you think is the worst Spider-Man film ever made?
The worst one, I think, is Spider-Man 3. Raimi's Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's a shame as well.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's mainly down to studio interference, I believe, because they desperately wanted to put Venom into it, even though it makes no sense. They wanted more villains. They just overcrowded it. I mean, there are good bits in it. Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church, is good.
Yeah, he is good.
And would have been a great villain on his own.
Yep.
But then
it is overcrowded, and
it's wildly overcrowded, and the whole Venom storyline and making Peter Parker evil by and showing this by making him strut down the street, like finger gunning everyone, and everything else. It's so fucking weird, and it comes completely out of left field, like compared to the other movies.
Yeah,
it's like, what is this?
The thing is, over the years, emo Spider-Man has given us some fantastic memes.
Absolutely,
and they're great, and I appreciate that. But it still doesn't make it okay in that film. I remember watching it in the cinema like this.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's toe-curlingly cringy.
Yeah.
Let's dig on this.
Yeah.
And it just makes you want to vomit. And they take all of the characters and turn them into absolute arseholes. I mean, I get that's the kind of... Even before he's Venom, he is kind of a dick. Mary Jane becomes a complete priss and like a just awful person. Like, these two should just be single. They're both awful.
Yeah. Terrible together.
Yeah. it changes all the characters. It's way too much crammed in.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds, there's a like slow motion shot with a big American flag in the background, like woo.
Yes. Yeah, it's just like
it's
the
messy,
comics,
really messy.
The arc in the comics was great. Like when Spider-Man got this like Venom suit, the black suit, and he just kind of like he beat a villain nearly to death at one point, because the whole thing about Spider-Man in the comics is he's incredibly strong, but he doesn't use his full strength because he would kill people all over the place. And he starts to get close to that, and like he has this revelation where he's like, Jesus, it might be the Vulture, I can't remember, but yeah, he realizes that this is getting out of control, and then he rips off the suit, I can't remember what the thing's called, the symbiote.
Yeah.
And that's how Venom becomes Venom, because like then the symbiote itself has a huge thing about being rejected by Peter Parker and everything else. But then the casting,
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Yeah.
No, like,
I think Topher Grace is a good actor.
He is.
He's in some good stuff. He's in Black Klansman.
Yeah.
Really good in it.
Very, very good. But he does not fit this character at all.
No.
And then and it's just poor, and it like there's not enough time to fully develop anyone. It's just it's shit.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
And that's also why we didn't get a fourth one.
It is entirely, and it's through no fault of Raimi's. Like, really, he was kind of lumbered with it. Like, and
I don't think anybody on screen is to blame, really.
No. But yeah, Raimi didn't want to do any of that, and it shows. Like,
Right, I have put as the worst Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate it. Yeah.
Right, Far From Home is my number 5.
It's crap.
It
angers me.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, people are complaining now that this new Thor movie is too much of a comedy?
Yeah.
This is too much of a comedy.
Right.
And it isn't fucking funny. The first 30 minutes is just like a teen comedy movie.
Yeah.
In a high school. It's not funny. The characters are annoying. They do stupid shit.
Yeah.
When Nick Fury's like, you gotta come save the world. But I gotta go hang out with MJ. If you don't do this, MJ's gonna be fucking dead, you little brat. It irritates me all the way through. The plot's stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Jake Gyllenhaal fan. And I was like, why have you done this?
Yeah.
Because he's not bad at it, but I thought he'd make it better, and he didn't.
He does. He's the highlight of the movie for me. Although the whole origin story they've given Mysterio in this is poor.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
Like, it's all Iron Man's fault again.
Yeah, because everything's about Iron Man, because this is just a fucking Marvel movie.
Yeah. But yeah, it is the weakest of the three, for me personally, the weakest of the three like recent MCU movies. I like Tom Holland. I think he's a great Spider-Man. But yeah, it's there's a lot that irritates me in this film.
Yeah, everything about it just angers me. I think it's just the characters are annoying. I find them really irritating. I find their stupid decisions irritating, and I don't think Tom Holland is a good Spider-Man, but it's not a well-written Spider-Man, I don't think, because he just does stupid shit. He's a bit of a moron, and he's kind of purposely irritating, and that's sort of, for some reason, endears him to a lot of people, but not to me. I just find it annoying. We'll get on to the other films where he does annoying shit. But yeah, Far From Home is the only one when it's finished, I was literally like, fuck off. I didn't like any of it. Like I said, like with the new Thor film, it was like there doesn't have to be a joke in every scene. And there is in this, and a lot of them aren't funny. In everything, there's like some practical slapstick joke, and you're like, this is just crap.
I mean, there's elements of it I enjoy. Like I said, I like Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I just don't like the way he's written. I don't like the origin part of it. But I think he's good in it. I like Tom Holland. But yeah, as you say, there's a lot in this film where you're just like, why?
Yeah, why are you doing that? And I can't get past that enough to enjoy it. And when it gets like the action scenes, I just find it boring because I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't like the elemental monsters that he has to fight, especially when it turns out that they're
all holograms.
Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
at all. Literally. Anyway, yeah, for me, I hate it. It's the worst fucking one. Spider-Man 3 is my number 7 though, second worst.
My number 7 is The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Right.
It's just I don't hate Garfield as Spider-Man. I think he's a better Spider-Man than he is a Peter Parker. They changed, like, they made him, like, Peter Parker's a nerd, supposed to be a nerd. Like, he's supposed to not be very popular and everything else. To make him an angsty skateboarder and everything else never made sense to me in the first place. And the problem with 2 is Jamie Foxx's Electro.
Yeah.
Like, where he's supposed to be playing this. He doesn't fit this weird, nerdy...
No, it's Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, it's Jamie Foxx. He's cool as fuck. Yeah. The whole beginning bit, and then his villain origin where he's like he's angry because Spider-Man didn't come to his birthday or something. It's just like, what the fuck?
He gets Ryan from The Office.
Yeah,
like makes him work overtime, and he falls into some eels, electric eel.
It's so absurd. Like, there's obviously a later movie references all of that, but yeah, it's stupid. To the point where I can't even. Is he the only villain in it? I know there's a really missed opportunity right at the end of that film where you've got Paul Giamatti as Rhino.
Yeah.
For 30 seconds,
and then it ends.
Yeah.
And it sets up a third one, which never got.
Happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was like, as soon as that happens in that film, I was like, oh, here we go. And then it's the end.
The other one is Dane DeHaan as the Green Goblin.
Oh yeah, it's the other Green Goblin.
Yeah, the Hobgoblin.
Yeah,
technically, yeah.
And he looks awful.
What was that?
That was my number 7. My number 6 is The Amazing Spider-Man, first
My
one.
number 6 is The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad film.
No.
I think it's a pointless film.
Mm-hmm.
Utterly pointless. I don't know why they made this. I don't know why they made it. If they're going to make it, I don't know why they did another origin story.
Yeah, exactly.
Only how many years? 5 years after Raimi's trilogy just ended. Only 10 years after we just had an origin story. I mean, if you're going to do it, you don't have to have an origin story.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it just start with he's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is Spider-Man. You know how, because we all know the fucking story, because we all watched it not that long ago. And just go from there.
Yeah, that's one of the things the MCU got right, was like, we don't need to see Uncle Ben fucking die again. Like, he's died twice in film. He's died multiple times in the comics. He's one of the only characters in the comics that is never resurrected. Like, he has to be dead, like, for Spider-Man to make any sense. He's his, like, reason for being.
Yeah, it's...
But, yeah, you don't need to see it again.
The whole film, just from that point, as soon as, like, oh, it's an origin story, you're just not into it. You're not invested in it or interested in it.
Yeah.
And even Andrew Garfield isn't bad, although he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they changed his version of Peter Parker is such a step away from what Peter Parker should be. Like,
yeah,
it's weird. Like, and it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, like, I mean, Reese Fonzie's good. Like,
I don't. I mean, he's good, but I hate that villain.
Yeah, it's a crap villain.
It's a really weak villain.
Yeah,
for like, especially your first movie. He's not like the biggest name, and it's just stupid.
Yeah, even in the comics, the Lizard is he's like a C-list villain.
Yeah,
like he's not great, and he's another one like Morbius. Like, he's like a tragic backstory. Like, is only a villain by accident almost. Like, and
yeah, because I've only got one arm.
Yeah,
just get Iron Man and make you another one.
Iron Man doesn't exist in that universe.
Oh. No.
But yeah, it doesn't...
You're a scientist. You could build an arm for yourself. No, I must become a lizard. Why? Like, because this university works out, we haven't got like a robotics division or like a prosthetics division.
Yeah.
This is my only option, is to turn myself into a fucking lizard.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time before Sony gives him in his own movie and he becomes a tragic anti-hero anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't quite pull off what it hoped to. And you're right, like, for a reboot, the Lizard is an odd choice for a villain.
Yeah, and just doing another not even changing the origin story.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Bitten by a spider, Uncle Ben dies.
It's Martin Sheen this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the great responsibility speech is worded slightly differently.
Yeah.
And that come on.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's good people. Sally Field is Aunt May in this one, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a good cast. Emma Stone.
Yeah.
But it's just, like I said, it just feels pointless and unnecessary. Yeah. And from that beginning, from the first minute of the film, you're like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care. Oh. What happened there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, yeah, we had a light go out.
Technical difficulties.
And now you're slightly in the dark.
Yeah.
Show must go on.
Probably for the best.
That was our number 6's The Amazing Spider-Man from 2012. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Far From Home.
Oh, yeah, you said, yes.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
I don't... There's too much Iron Man in this film.
Yeah, it was very much made... I mean, Homecoming is...
It's too much of a Marvel
It's my
movie.
number 3. But yeah, it was... Well, I enjoyed it because it establishes him within the MCU, which is what I wanted.
It's not what I wanted.
I mean, Spider-Man's like Marvel's flagship character, so it made sense they fought so hard to get him. But yeah, it is like at no point really in the comics has he been for a little while sort of mentored by Tony Stark and Iron Man, but not to this kind of level. It was more within the oh god, what storyline was it? There's a particular storyline where he announces to everybody, he tells everybody who he is. Oh, it was the Civil War storyline, which is a lot more involved than the movie version, where like they have to sort of sign up and like it's a superhero registration thing, and they have to sign up and they have to so everybody knows who they are. Like it's a long convoluted story.
Sounds stupid.
It was the comic story is
everyone
really
put
good.
your name down.
Well, that was what
Need
split
your bank
everybody.
details and your
Basically,
postcode.
there was an incident where like a villain called Nitro destroyed a whole town, murdered like loads of people, and it was because of the actions of a small superhero team. So they decided they needed like some sort of registration like to keep everybody in line. But that meant that if you signed up, it had to be public knowledge of who you were. So it took a little while for Spider-Man to sign up to it because obviously he keeps his like identity secret to save his family.
Right.
And then it all goes horribly wrong. But yeah, at that point he was living in the Avengers Tower with Tony Stark and that. And that's the only time they've had that kind of relationship, I think, in the comics. Whereas this was just all about that.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I don't like this whole cinematic universe thing. It's like in DC. Well, I've said this before. I like Batman. Anybody else shows up from another property, I instantly don't like it.
Right.
Go away. And I just wanted. Spider-Man. Let's just have a Spider-Man film. You know, we haven't seen the Vulture on big screen before, and Michael Keaton was great.
I love Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Basically, didn't need Iron Man at all.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
when he just shows up, Spider-Man's fucked up the boat, the Staten Island ferry. He's fucked it all up.
Yeah.
Iron Man just shows up. Haha! Here are some robots to fix it for you. And like, oh come on! It's so far fetched.
Well, of course it is.
It's Iron Man. Iron Man has no fucking powers other than he can build literally anything for any fucking scenario.
He's like mega intelligent.
Yeah, any
and
scenario.
super rich.
Yeah, he's built something for it, and he's got it to hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's cheating. It's fucking cheating.
That's kind of Iron Man's shtick, though. Like that he does, like have a suit for everything, even within the comics. But I mean, I really enjoyed Homecoming. Like it was, like kind of, I enjoyed Tom Holland's performance. Like we'd seen him in the Civil War movie, like a little bit. So to get his own movie, I was really looking forward to it, and I enjoyed it. And I like the element that it fits into the wider MCU. I like as a comic book reader, like, and I have been since I was like 10 years old. I like that it all intertwines because that's what the comics do. Like, there's constantly people like other heroes showing up like within other people's comics, and then they do a big event like thing, and everybody's involved. So like, I like that. But I will agree that there is a bit too much Iron Man.
Yeah,
and it does. You get to the end of the film thinking you're not really capable of doing stuff on your own. So yeah, it's an odd, but like I said, it's my number 3. I really enjoyed Homecoming, like really enjoyed it.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
First one. Yeah. But yeah, it's I was 14 when the first film came out, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and it was the most exciting thing ever.
Yeah,
because I like Spider-Man. I'd watched all the cartoons in the 90s, big Spider-Man fan, and we'd never seen anything like this before. You'd never seen Spider-Man on the big screen swinging through the city of New York quite like this. It just was, it was awe. You sat there in awe, like, oh my God, as a wee boy. And it was so exciting, and it wasn't shit. Yeah. It's not like when I went to see Phantom Menace. This was good. Yeah. And it was just such a great experience, and yet maybe it's heavier for me on the whole nostalgia thing, but I love it. I still think it's great, and it seemed like Tobey Maguire, perfect casting at the time.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Kirsten Dunst as well.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe is fantastic.
Yeah, I will say his suit does look a bit Power Rangers.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, we wasn't. I mean, I think apparently there was like they did do like a test shoot with a more comic accurate outfit, and it looked ridiculous.
Right.
And it probably would, because I mean, in the comics, he basically wears like a mask. Yeah, it's like a hood, but he's got like a goblin mask that somehow just seems to emote like a normal face. So, and it's just a rubber mask, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, it's yeah, and the second you first see it, it did. I was like, ugh, but I got over it quick because Willem Dafoe's fantastic.
Yeah,
like, as the Goblin.
Yeah, and it was such a big, and it was we're going a lot about like special effects from the early 2000s. People overused them because they thought this was the best it's gonna get.
Yeah,
but it still looks good.
Yeah,
it still looks good.
There's a couple of shots watching it now where he's like swinging through and it's like a bit clumsy.
Yeah, it's clearly not a
but
person.
At the time, like,
oh yeah. And seeing that on the big screen,
brilliant.
it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And now it's, nowadays you can do all of that and more within like, just start on a computer in a week. There you go, done.
Yeah.
And it seems like, I don't know, like a lost craft of some sort. It was the last I'd say it was the last film I can remember seeing that, as far as visual effects, really like blew my mind.
Yeah.
Since then, everything just seems too easy. Like,
Yeah.
if you think of it, you can do it on screen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even James Franco is quite good in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very well done. And again, I think I was probably, when this came out, I was way more excited than any of the other Spider-Man movies, because it was like it hadn't been done before.
Yeah.
So it was something I desperately wanted. Yeah, and it was great.
Yeah, so
really,
you
really
wanted it
enjoyed
to be good, and it was.
Yeah.
I think even at 14, I probably would have been like, no, it was good, even if it was shit. But it was really good. And yeah, it's a great film. I still think it's a good film. It still holds up.
Yeah. The only thing I ever found a bit weird about Raimi's Spider-Man was the organic webbing.
I never thought that was weird.
From his body. Because I'd read the comics for years before this, so I knew they were like a mechanical sort of thing.
Oh, right. I just assumed it wasn't.
No, so it's always been like a little button he has. Hence why he does the hand movement, is to press the button. Yeah, so... but yeah, this was. It was very much a puberty allegory.
Oh yeah.
So, and that scene where he's just webbing all of his bedroom. It's not subtle.
And Bruce Campbell has a great cameo.
Yes.
And in the third, we forgot to mention, Bruce Campbell's probably the best thing about Spider-Man 3. It's the maitre d'.
The maitre d', yeah. Keeps fucking up his proposal.
Yeah. In this one, he's the wrestling announcer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Randy Savage is a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, that scene...
Bonesaw!
That scene is problematic now.
Yeah, well.
But at the time, very funny.
Oh, yeah, what was it? Oh, yeah, people go, oh, no, it's not. Fuck it.
It's like, fucking, who made that? Your boyfriend?
Yeah. Apparently that's, like, really offensive now. Why? Not really.
Construed as a little bit homophobic.
So what if he is gay?
But that's the point. Like, he's using it as he's mocking him because he is.
Yeah, but he's so masculine that he knows that will offend him because he knows he's homophobic.
There you go. Well, that's a better way of looking at it.
Yeah.
That is a better way of looking at it.
So don't get, yeah. So everyone shut up about that. I'm sick of it. Didn't they actually remove it from the film?
I don't know. Like, I know that it was recently brought up. So whether it's... I can't imagine it is. I don't think... Do you know, I don't have the Raimi Spider-Mans. I have both the fucking Andrew Garfield ones, but I don't have any of the Raimi ones. And I have all the Tom Holland ones. So where did you put your Spider-Man then?
2. Number 4, I've put The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I quite liked this. I only watched it recently for the first time.
Yeah.
And like I said, the first one, it was just another origin story. We didn't need it. So once all that shit was done, okay, that's done. Now we can actually kind of get on with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. It's dark.
Yeah.
Quite
it is
dark in places.
It does cover one of my favourite Spider-Man plot points, which is the whole death of Gwen Stacy.
And also the Norman Osborn's death, where there's this horrible disease they got, and that scene of him in the bed is creepy and weird. And I liked it because it's different to all the others.
Yeah.
Mainly. That's why I like this. Like, these films are very bright and colourful, and Spider-Man is kind of a kid's thing.
Yeah.
But this seemed a bit more, like, less stupid jokes, less awkward humour. It was just creepy in parts and dark, and everyone, like, Dane DeHaan's just fucking mental in it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it because it's like, hey, it's something different. That's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I don't like the Dane DeHaan look at the end, like where he becomes the Hobgoblin, whatever. Like, that always annoyed me.
I didn't mind it.
And yeah, I'm always thrown off by Jamie Foxx in the first half of that film.
See,
and then the whole Electro look when he's blue and...
I didn't mind it. So I just thought, hey, this is it's different to all the others, and that's why I enjoyed it, and that's why I've put it above all the others. Not all the others, but all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
Number 3.
My number 3 was Homecoming.
My number 3 is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay, that's my number 2.
The one with everybody in it.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I when this was first announced, and there was all the rumours about Garfield and Maguire being in it and stuff, I was very much shouting like lazy writing, like fucking nonsense, and I was even to the point of
It
sitting
still
down-
is.
It is. The whole multiverse thing is lazy writing. I've said that for years and years and years within the comics. It's just such an easy out for so many different things.
Yeah.
That's why I was hoping they weren't really going to dwell on it too much in the MCU. And I think 2 or 3 movies is enough. But anyway, but that even sitting down to watch that film in the cinema, I was still like, it's going to be fucking annoying. But I liked the way they did it. I really enjoyed it.
I kind of enjoy it. It's a stupid film.
Oh, absolutely.
But I still they kind of pull it off.
Yeah.
And it's long. It's like 2.5 hours, but it's not boring. It's entertaining. I still think the way they write Peter Parker is just annoying. This all happens because he's annoying. And it's all his fault.
It's his fault, and it's Doctor Strange's fault. Like, it's Doctor Strange's fault for even entertaining the idea, and it's Peter Parker's fault for,
not being able to shut up.
Yeah.
And, I'm so neurotic. Oh, wait, can this... It's like, and he says to him, why doesn't Doctor Strange just kill him? Just kill him. He's so annoying. And he's annoying, Doctor Strange, because he keeps interrupting you.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, God, just that scene makes my skin crawl. I hate it. You just want to slap him.
Yeah, it's very much like these are problems of his own making.
Oh, yeah.
But it does, for me, it really, it makes a lot of these characters from previous movies way better. Like Jamie Foxx, the whole nerdy bit of him goes out the window. Like, he's very much a much more confident version of Electro. He's not fucking bright blue, which I enjoyed. And that whole scene with him and Thomas Hayden Church chatting about like how they got their powers and stuff. And he's like, I fell into a thing of electric eels. And they just like acknowledge how absurd and stupid that is. And he's like, oh yeah, I fell in this vat of sand. And like, falling in things, huh?
Yeah. They changed Garfield's character a bit as well. They make him less of a twat, but more of a bit wimpy.
Yeah, a little bit. Where his version of is still carrying the guilt around from like the death of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
So they give him his what's the word I want? Redemption arc that he never got from his 3rd film that never happened.
Yeah, I suppose.
So and Tobey Maguire, there's so many little jokes in there that I think are great. Like the bit where he's like stretching his back and stuff because he nearly didn't do the 2nd film,
3rd one, I
or
think.
the 3rd one, because he had a bad back, and he was almost replaced by Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, he fucked his back up making Seabiscuit.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah,
and so he does that whole bit with his back, and they're like helping him out. Yeah, I love this film. Like, I really, really enjoy it. Like, it's a great Spider-Man film.
It is well done. I mean, for something that is just fan service, it's well done.
Yeah,
and I don't think I'd even seen the 2nd Andrew Garfield film at that point.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter.
No, not like a lot of people were worried that it's going to have to watch all the fucking Spider-Man films. But I think it was done in a way.
It accommodates everybody.
Yeah, that accommodates everyone. And it explains things that need to be explained, but not in a way where it's beating you around the head with it.
Yeah, and also it's, other than like Doctor Strange, it feels more like a Spider-Man film.
Yes.
Of the Tom Holland ones, it feels like, the first one, it's just it's a Marvel movie and like Iron Man's there and all that. And the second one is just shit. It's like, this feels like a Spider-Man film. And as far as Madam Web didn't show up.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's coming though, isn't it? Like, that's being made at the moment. Fucking Andrew, Scott. Is it Andrew Scott? No, not Andrew Scott.
No idea.
The guy from Parks and Rec.
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. That's it. Yeah, he's just signed up to the cast of that.
Oh, right.
But yeah, there's that bit at the end where you've got shadows of various different Spider-Man villains and stuff. So it promises like,
because of the multiverse.
Yeah, the multiverse.
Anything's possible in the multiverse.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is money at play here. So like everything that this has promised it's not really going to happen, I don't think. I think Sony are now like cashing. They're like, well, you've had 3 movies out of us. We're probably going to have Tom Holland back. And Tom Holland, like, subsequently is like, not sure I'm going to do another one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was. It's a fun movie. It's a really fun movie, and I got well into it as well. Like I said, like even though I thought it was going to be lazy writing, the minute both Garfield and Maguire turn up, loved it.
Yeah, when Maguire showed up, who is my boy? He's my Spider-Man. When he was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was exciting. But you see, yeah, it is fan service, but it's done well. I mean, the plot's just stupid.
Yeah.
The whole like, here's a button. If you push it, this will all be over. Oh, maybe we shouldn't push it, or because maybe we can help them. Like, help them? They're the villains.
Yeah.
What are you on about? The film could have ended after like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
That's changed. I won't do that because I'm annoying. Fine. Let's drag this out a bit more. Yeah, silly but fun.
Yeah. It's got so the end of credits with Tom Hardy is frustrating.
Oh, that I didn't. Yeah, I watched it. I was like, I don't even.
It's basically just bringing Venom into the MCU if possible, but I can't imagine Sony are going to be like very forthcoming with that.
No one cares about Venom.
No.
That's your number 2. My number 2 is Spider-Man, the first one, Sam Raimi's.
Okay.
So we both have the same number 1.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, to be fair, it's not just a good Spider-Man movie. It's one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 is a good film.
It's brilliant.
It's basically just it had everything I loved about the first one with an even better villain.
Yeah.
Alfred Molina is fantastic.
Oh, he's incredible. It's Dr. Octopus.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film. Like, and it does everything. Like, the plot makes sense. The villain's great. It gives enough both personal and sort of villain problems for Peter Parker. Peter Parker is incredibly likable in this film. And the most schmaltzy bit of the fucking film is still brilliant. And it's just after he saves the train and they sort of carry him back into the train.
Yeah.
And all these people see his identity and they just like put his mask back on and like and stuff. And even that,
I love that scene. Yeah,
it's brilliant. But like out of the entire that's probably the most schmaltzy sort of bit of the whole film.
Yeah,
and it's still excellent.
Even Octavius's wife being killed, he's just like, oh, I'm busy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fucking brilliant. That's why I was so pleased to see him back, like in No Way Home as well. Because again, he's one of the best bits in that film. Him and Norman Osborn together.
Yeah, that was good.
That would have been a great film. But yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah, and it enhanced on the special effects were even better.
Yep.
It's only a couple of years later, but they're even better. And yeah, you do feel for Peter Parker in this film. In the second one, it really kind of, I don't know, makes you like puts you in his boots essentially.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the villain's great. It's dark as well and creepy. Like Octavius is the weird. The arms are like monsters from a horror movie almost.
Well, that scene where he's on the operating table just after they've been fused to his body.
Oh yeah,
and they come to life and just fucking destroy all the.
And he's still there,
and stuff. Yeah,
asleep on the table.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah, it's really
so good because then you're like, well, yeah, because that's the realization. Then is that it's not really him controlling them.
Yeah,
they've somehow become they're sentient.
Yeah, basically.
And yeah, that's what's like driving him fucking insane.
Yeah. And at the end, when he goes into the river with the machine, and it's that shot of he's going down, and it's the machine's behind him in the background. It's such a waste of such a smart bloke.
Yeah,
he had real potential, this guy.
Yeah,
and now he's fucking dead.
Yeah. I mean, he's in one of the best scenes in No Way Home, which is that bit on the bridge, where he turns up, like and throwing cars around and stuff like that. It's excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, Molina's just brilliant as Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, I say it's up there. One of the best superhero movies. It's pretty flawless. I can't. Trying to think if there's anything I don't like about it, but it is really good.
Yeah, I don't. It's always like, as much as I do enjoy the MCU. I do like Tom Holland. There's no denying this is by far the best Spider-Man film, and has yet to be topped.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Like it's like with the Dark Knight, they set a really high bar.
Yeah,
Are they ever going to top it?
yeah, not so far, not so far.
Not so far, but I think I would say Spider-Man 2. It's amazing.
Yeah,
But that seems like more likely and easier to beat in when you compare it to like the Dark Knight.
oh yeah.
Like we're never going to get a Batman film that good.
No,
Ever
no.
again. That's it.
No, that,
whereas Spider-Man 2 could be done.
Oh yeah, there's still potential there to be. I mean, there's the good thing about Spider-Man, like he's widely regarded, like even more so than Batman, maybe, as having probably the best rogue gallery of any superhero. I think it's him and Batman, like, are always the ones that.
Like Mysterio's great, Vulture's great,
Yeah.
and then the Andrew Garfield. Sorry, the what was it? Homecoming.
Yeah.
Did Vulture? It was good.
Keaton's,
I liked what they
Keaton's
did.
Vulture is
Keaton's
brilliant.
really good. Yeah.
And he deserves way more than that silly little fucking end of credits bit at the end of Morbius. So I hope if they're going to use him again, they do it properly. Like, but yeah, it's a fantastic film.
Well, there you go. 8-1. We got there in the end, but we were all we did.
There is one which I will bring up, and it's a live action film.
Go on.
And it's
Is this like from the 70s or something?
It is from the 70s. It was like, I think it's the Japanese. It's called The Dragon's Challenge from 1979, year I was born. And it's not Japanese, it's the Nicholas Hammond. There was like a TV series, like short TV series with Nicholas Hammond. And this was, Spider-Man The Dragon's Challenge. It's the Amazing Spider-Man goes to China to help a World War II official accused of treachery. So yeah, no, I mean, it's
What ratings it got?
4.9.
Not bad. I was expecting worse. I was expecting worse.
But yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I think I've seen it, but I couldn't tell you if I definitely have. I've definitely seen a lot of the Nicholas Hammond TV show, like stuff when I was a kid. But yeah, it's a different version of Spider-Man.
Is there another one coming out? Is there any plans for another Spider-Man?
Well, at the moment, Tom Holland is on hold. He has said like he wants to take a little bit away from the character. Sony very much
shit films.
Yeah. Sony very much have the upper hand on this because they still own the rights to the character.
That's the only reason they made the Andrew Garfield ones, wasn't it?
To keep hold of the rights, so
Yeah.
it didn't revert back to Marvel. So the whole deal with Marvel and everything was supposed to be a short-term thing. So now, I mean, you can tell what Sony they just keep, because they own, once you buy if you've got the rights to the character, you immediately own all the rights to their rogues gallery. So you have any character that's ever appeared in a Spider-Man or originated from a Spider-Man comic, Sony owns the rights to.
Right.
So which is why they're churning out shit like
Morbius
Morbius
and Venom. Yeah.
and Venom, and of course these characters, because they were born out of Spider-Man comics, they rely on Spider-Man being a part of it really to make any sense.
Yeah.
Like Venom doesn't really make sense without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So this why these films are garbage. So, but now I think they're threatening to, but you're like, we'll have Spider-Man back.
And do what with it?
You know,
Fuck it all up again.
yeah, ruin it.
Yeah. They can't be trusted,
No,
frankly.
well, it's money, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's
But
not about
they've
the
not
love of
learned
the
from
character.
Spider-Man 3 or the Andrew Garfield ones.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is exactly what happens when a studio gets too greedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Although they are going to be releasing Spider-Man 2, the next video game. Which is totally separate from the films.
Yep. Well, the
but
first one was excellent.
yeah, there was a sequel to that coming out.
Yeah.
Which is good. Well, I say Sony aren't making the game. Insomniac are making the game for Sony, but they did a great job, and with the Miles Morales one.
Yeah,
So
I'm about halfway through the Miles Morales.
even if they fuck up the movies, at least we've still got the video games to look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. If you're still here, share, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed that, and we're off. That's about the break. See ya.
Ta-da.